Hey guys, Mike Lawson here. In this video, I want to go over the pyramid objection. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever struggled with, how to answer that? When someone asks you, is this a pyramid? Have you ever struggled with what to say or how to handle it? Do you get nervous? Do you get defensive? Well, in this video, I want to give you exactly and tell you exactly what to say when someone asks you that question. But before I get started, do me a favor, let me know where you're watching in from. And if you're catching us on the replay, just drop the word replay in the comment section. I'd appreciate it. I always like to know where people are watching in from. Christian in the house. Good to see you, brother. So this is actually one of my favorite topics to train on. To train, especially, new people that are maybe starting out in network marketing. And for those of you that don't know my background, I was in network marketing for 16 years. Before that, had a traditional business, still have a traditional business as well. And I've always been an entrepreneur, but officially since 1999. So it's been a little while. But when I got involved in network marketing, I really thought that everybody wanted to make more money. I didn't know that people were. That was the first time I ran into people that were negative and that were skeptical. I mean, it was probably always around me, but it was just, I became aware of it, especially in network marketing. So when I got involved, with my, in the industry, network marketing, and when people would say, is that a pyramid? Now, it's important to understand that these objections, or especially the pyramid objection, it comes from one of two places. It either comes from the disbelief that they have in themselves, that they can see themselves being successful in your company. So maybe they're just, they just don't believe in themselves, or, they don't believe in network marketing, or they just think it's something cool to say. You know what I mean? They just think that that's the response that they should say because that's what they've heard. And I'm going to give you an example. When someone says, oh, is this a pyramid? And you say, now listen, it's important to have the right posture and the right stance when you're answering this. You want to stay calm. You want to stay calm. You want to stay collected. You don't want to be defensive. And you say, listen, well, explain to me what you mean. What's a pyramid? What's your definition of a pyramid? And 9 out of 10 times, those people have no idea. Like, you ask somebody to explain what a pyramid is, they don't know. But if you're like me, and do me a favor, this is how I was in the beginning. So when I was a rookie, and people would ask me this, I got defensive, I was argumentative, I wanted to prove them wrong. You don't want to be like that. That is one of the reasons why I struggled so much in the beginning, because I was argumentative, especially when people were just, why do you got to be rude to me? Like, why do you got to be negative? So then I would go on the defensive, when people were negative and, where do you work? Don't you have a boss? And don't they have a boss? And who do you report to? Isn't there a CEO? And then there's managers, and then there's, upper level managers, middle managers, lower level managers, and then there's the employees or the workers, and where are you at? And you'll never get to the top. And I wanted just to prove them wrong and make them feel like crap. Well, guess what? I never recruited any of them. Not one. So if you get defensive or argumentative with them, number one, you're wasting your time. Number two, you're never going to recruit them. But understand, it's not always negative. People are not always negative. A lot of times they just don't understand. And I'm being very optimistic here and saying that, 9 out of 10 people, right, they're probably just ignorant to what a pyramid is. And when you talk to them about a business and how they can make money, and I'll put it to you this way, if you're getting this objection, you're probably new or newer, and you've been in the industry a little while, with your company a little while, and maybe you're explaining too much. Because my last company, I never got that. I never got that objection. I never got it. It was when I was new, when I was a rookie. I always got it because I was talking too much, And hey, you can make money, and you bring somebody else in, and you refer 2 people, and they refer 2 people, and all of a sudden you have 128 people on your 7th level, and you're making $50,000 a month, right? Of course, that sounds crazy, right? So, but understand it. If you're talking too much, stop talking. Don't be defensive, and understand that most people, they just don't understand, okay? So our job as leaders is to help the blind see, is to educate the ignorant, right? It's important to understand this because, again, if you're defensive and argumentative, you're never going to recruit them. But if you act as a consultant and you act like, explain that to me, and you're calm, see, our job is to answer their objections so we have a better chance of recruiting them, right? It's a recruiting game. So it's important to be calm, be neutral. So when your prospect says, well, isn't this a pyramid? So you want to clarify before being judgmental. You want to clarify. Well, listen, that's a great question. What do you mean by pyramid? So you want them to explain so you know what's going on in their head. Like, what are they thinking? Are they negative, or are they just don't understand? 9 times out of 10, again, I'm being optimistic, is that they just don't understand. So it's our job to explain it to them. Now, you want to have fun with this. I mean, recruiting is fun. If you're serious all the time, it's not fun, right? And your prospect picks up on that. So be fun with it, right? You have a great company. You have and there's tons of information to support it. There's tons of documentation, right? So all this, right? They don't. So it's your job to explain it to them, right? Or maybe not explain everything to them, but it's your job, just to answer their objections or clarify their objections so you can recruit them. So I like to have fun with it. I like to say, when someone says, is this a pyramid? I'm like, seriously? Really? Christian, come on. You know me, right? They're illegal, okay? This is network marketing. Do you understand that, Warren Buffett owned, multiple network marketing companies? Donald Trump was a spokesman for a network marketing company. A lot of wealthy people are involved in the industry of network marketing. So come on, really? I mean, it's just silly. And just dismiss it. Don't spend too much time on it. Again, trying to, explain how great it is. It's just, give some facts and then move on. Because again, they just don't understand. But there are those people, and those people, that they're just super negative, right? They want to be negative, right? And those people, I got very good at identifying who they were, especially when I was in home meetings or even when I was giving presentations, in front of a big room, big room and a big group. And at the end of the presentation, people will come up to me and you could just see it, especially being a presenter. You can see the crowd and you just know who's negative. And then they come up to you at the, afterwards, and then they just want to, explain, their side and why it's a pyramid, why it'll never work, and blah, blah, blah. They just want to be negative. And you know what? In the beginning, I used to entertain that. I used to answer, and try to prove them wrong and let them know how great this company is and what we're doing. And guess what? Again, I never recruited one of those people. You know why? Because their beliefs are their beliefs. Why are you going to get into, and why is it my job or your job to explain to them that they deserve a better life, that they deserve more income in their life, and they deserve more time freedom for them and their family, right? It's not our job to convince them why they need a better life. That's draining. You want to find the people, okay, that say, hey, listen, explain it. It sounds like a pyramid. What's a pyramid? They just don't understand. Well, I like to say a couple things. I like to say, I always like to say this. After they give me their objection or they tell me what they think a pyramid is, I say, you know what? By your definition, and they usually say something like, well, it's when people at the top, they bring in a bunch of people and the people at the top make all the money. Well, you know what? By your definition, this is certainly not a pyramid because I joined after my sponsor and I'm making a heck of a lot more money than they are, right? Because the reality is, here's a reality in network marketing. A lot of times that your sponsor who sponsored you isn't around any longer. Do me a favor, drop me a 1 in the comment section if you're involved in network marketing and your sponsor who sponsored you isn't involved anymore. I mean, that was the case for me, right? So drop me one in the comment section. I'd be curious to know that. All right, because that's something I can relate with you guys. So again, the super negative people, here's how you handle them. You don't. Don't get into, you know what? Don't get into explaining it. When they're negative, say, you know what? You may be right. Conversation's over. Well, that looks like a pyramid. You may be right. Well, that'll never work. You may be right. Well, you know what I think? No, I really don't, but you're probably right, right? See, one of my mentors told me this a long time ago. Let them be right, and you go be rich. Now, again, that's the mentality that you need to have. Let them be right. Elias, thanks, brother. I don't know why I got a crazy itch in my nose right now. I think I got some nose hairs that I must have missed shaving. All right, TMI? Okay. So, understand this. They think that they're interviewing you, but you have to take the stance that you're interviewing them. You don't need them, okay? Again, it's your job to sort, not sell them. Don't convince. Convincing is draining. Sorting is fun. So that's how you handle the pyramid objection. So do me a favor. If you got some value out of this video, drop me a comment, drop the word value in the comment section. And do me a huge favor. If there's somebody on your team that could benefit from this training, share it with them or tag them on this video. I appreciate the shares. I'll give you a shout out if I see you share it. But thanks for all your support. And, do me a favor. If you haven't checked out my website yet, workwithmikelawson.com, check that out. There's some other trainings on there. And actually, there's a link to my YouTube channel. So there's some more free trainings on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to be putting up in a few days, I'm going to be going over, I'm actually going to put up a free PDF of scripts that work for people that are out there recruiting in the network marketing profession. So until next time, I appreciate all your support. Thanks again for everything. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk soon.